This is a 1976 Evinrude 25 horsepower. Today I'm going to tear down the gearbox and replace the seals in the gear case. Nasty. Whoops. That's right. And on the other side. There's a tiny little keyway or a woodruff key in here. We're going to pop that out. Take the plate off. There is a bit of wear on that shaft where the seal's been running. That's not ideal, actually. There's a little magnet at the back, picks up any metallic filings, worn bits of the gears, and they all stick there so that they don't cause any extra wear. This is quite clean because I was actually in this gearbox not that long ago. So the seal doesn't want to come out the outside. So the outside of the metal seal is really stuck in this casing. It doesn't want to come out. But thankfully I have this tool, magic tool that my father gave me. It's a metal spike. Got it. Alright, I forgot to record this bit, unfortunately, but we've got a brass bushing down here that the shift rod goes through, and it's got an O-ring underneath it, and we need to get the brass bushing out in order to replace the O-ring. Now the brass bushing, I can't punch it out on this one, on this gear case. It's blocked in from the bottom, so I can't knock it through. I've taken a tap. Ideally I probably would have used a 7mm tap, being Australia. Here we like metric, but I've ended up going with 8mm. It's probably a bit bigger than I would have liked, but I had an 8mm and I had an 8mm threaded rod. So now I'm going to feed the threaded rod down into that bushing. I'm going to put a plate across here and some nuts, and I'm going to wind that up. I'll just put the other end of this rod in a drill bit, just so I can wind those two nuts up really quickly. Oops. Now, third nut. as I wind that up, it should pull the brass bushing up and out. And yep, it's coming out. Oops, I need to hold that. And there is the bushing has popped out. Excellent. And so that, oops. And so that bushing has popped out. Okay, it's really fat O-ring inside that bushing. Alright, so there's my bush, brass bush, it's all cleaned up. Got to put the O-ring back in there. There is a little black, I don't even know what it is, a little cap there that goes down underneath, so I'm going to put those all back in now. Actually, just going to put some of this on it. This is a it's a liquid sealant gasket, or aviation gasket goo. It's not very nice to work with, but it's great for outboard motors. When I used my puller tool on this sealing here, I did gouge the sides slightly, so I had to use a little grinder to smooth those out. So I'm just putting a little bit of the aviation sealant on the outside so that seal there, I don't think it's going to be a problem. tiny little O-ring on here. So now I've got to get the seal inside this housing. This is prop shaft seal. There was only one seal in there to begin with. One seal down in here, and then the cap was pressed onto the end. I'm going to try to put 2 seals in, back to back, 1, 2. I've got a bit of wear on my prop shaft, so I'm hoping that sealing surfaces will line up in a different spot, especially if I have 2 seals in there. I just got these seals from the bearing shop. They're not in a kit, they just happen to be the right ones. And I'm just going to pack the back of this seal with grease. Oops. Just going to put a little smear of this around the outside again, just because it's so corroded in there and the surface is just not quite smooth, so probably not needed. There we go. No. Alright, so I was hoping I'd get 2 seals in there, but the second one's just not in enough to hold on, so that will fall out. I'll have to take that out. So I'll be able to put that cap back in. New O-ring. Now I've got to remember how to get all the gears back in. Alright, we'll slide the shift rod back in. Okay. That gear there. There is a roller bearing washer and another bearing plate there. That bit will sit down in here, and we've got this one here. Will go on like this. I'm just going to lubricate that seal. This one back on. There's a washer here, if you can see that, and there's a bushing down the center. Slide that one on. Now we slide that one back on. That's better. That's better. I'm going to leave this shaft up so it doesn't damage the seal as we slide it through. Lube up the seal. Plate. Like that. A little dab of grease to hold the keyway in. I'm going to lube up the impeller with grease. Slide that impeller down, making sure we get that keyway lined up. Just going to put some grease throughout the inside of here too, just for this first run. Okay, I'm going to slide this housing down. And then I'm going to turn this shaft clockwise to allow those fins to fold over. Boom, and that's pop it down. Got to get these 3 screws back in. Excellent. That's ready to go back on. Now I'm just going to pop this pin in the prop shaft. It should probably be easier to do that right now than to do that once I've got the leg on the motor. A little bit of grease on the end of that shaft, a little bit more, and a little bit of grease in this little rubber grommet here. We need to make sure that that gets fitted correctly. Pop that bolt in first. I'm just making sure inside this hole that the shift rod is locating inside of the bush.
Reverse.
So you just got to line up the hole in the prop nut so that the cotter pin can fit through.